All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's video. I'm going to spend hopefully as quick as 3 minutes to teach how the console market actually works from what I understand and from what you understand. We all know this, but I think we need to go ahead and point it out. So number one, at the current day and date, consoles, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and PlayStation 5 are sold at a loss. I say that and I point you to this article where the $499 PS5 is no longer selling at a loss. I know that. But did you know that the $399 digital edition is still selling at a loss, and Sony is still hoping that things like accessories and other hardware sales will offset the loss? That's in the article that was actually published when this information was put out in 2021. Now, do we know if the $499 is still going strong and if the $399 has caught up? We don't have any more information to date. What we do know is they've cut down their, Sony cut down their projections of 21 or 25 million consoles, so 21 million by 4 million. That is a big deal. And the reason it's a big deal is because if you think about, say, something like the Xbox loses around $200 on every Xbox it sells. Why? It's a subsidy market. It's about 100 to 200. So I see a lot of people say things like, Xbox is not selling any consoles. They've had 50% loss on their consoles. What does that matter? If they're going to be at a $200 loss for every console that they sell, having to wait. So what is going on here is this, and Phil Spencer says something about it. He says it's not like the mobile market. You actually have to hope that these people are going to buy accessories, they're going to buy software, and that's basically how you're going to make your money back up. So if we ran the math, if we actually did the math, ladies and gentlemen, when you buy an Xbox console, and Microsoft is at $100 loss on, say, even on a great day, right? You buy a good bundle and they're like, whew, only $100 lost. You still need to spend $100 for them to break even. So basically, 3 games on sale, 2 games on sale, or 1 big hitter or 2 big hitters for them to break even and start making a little bit of change. So this is the console market for you. That's all it is. So selling more consoles is basically in hopes that you're able to lock people into your ecosystem, which could be that they may dial in or they may play Call of Duty. That's the risk you're taking. It's a double-edged risk. So they might buy my games. They might buy other publisher games where I get a cut from. Or they may ignore all these games and go play Fortnite with their friends, free to play, and Call of Duty. I still get a little cut from that, but it's not going to be a lot in the short term, or hopefully it's enough where I can make the money back. But if I sold a game, then immediately I make back a bunch of money. This right here is where the software sales are king in the whole conversation. This is why Tencent's the biggest gaming company in the world. Did you not? What hardware does Tencent sell? Software sales and services. This is why Valve is a monster. Software sales and services. Valve sits there and makes like $10 billion doing almost nothing. And I say almost nothing tongue in cheek. They offer good services, but they load up on a bunch of money because they understood, software sales and services, it's where it's at. And they also have their games that are raking in money for them. 3 minutes and 55 seconds. How'd I do? Now, let's go ahead and move on to why it's imperative that you look at the whole side of the entire console manufacturer business to see who has a healthy standing. PlayStation right now, their pillars and their strategy is already outdated, according to them, when they got hacked, right? And the reason they discovered that it was outdated was simply because Xbox already has multiple means of deploying software. That's PlayStation's word for you. If you've not seen the Insomniac hacked documents, and I see a lot of PlayStation fans they've not gone to look at this document. They think it's like, oh, why should I look at this document? Like, you're asking yourself, why should you know what it is you would prefer to know or you don't want to know? It's like a very popular saying. It's either you don't know or you don't care. So what is Xbox's position right now. They can deliver cloud, they can deliver subscription, they can deliver digital on their platform, they can deliver digital on PC, they can deliver hard copy if they wanted. They have a lot of means of deploying software that PlayStation is still coming around to. This is where Xbox has already checkmated PlayStation. Now you sit there, you're counting these console sales, even after you've seen that they're not going to make you as much money than actually deploying the software. So you can leapfrog yourself into profitability by just throwing games at people and having them pay money for them than you would actually selling more consoles. See, ladies and gentlemen, right now, if PlayStation even somehow realized that 4 million consoles that they cut their projections by and still sold those consoles, they'd have been better off actually selling 4 million copies of a new video game. Like a failed exclusive, 4 million, if you get what I mean. Like if they made an exclusive right now that only sold 4 million copies and 3 million copies was basically break even and an extra 1 million copies was profit instantly, they're better off that way than waiting for those 5 million copies to eventually turn a profit. I don't know how else to put the math. I mean, I got to go play video games with my kids. I promised them I was going to play video games. I'd sit here and actually kind of write everything down for you. But, yo, come on now. Get the internet open and start looking at the way the math works. Run the numbers. Come on, you got this. It's like I come to you and say to you, hey, man, I'll give you $1,000 at the end of this year in December. Or I'll give you $1,000 on the date of the leap year, February 29th. Which $1,000 are you going to take? Now, don't be fooled. That $1,000 at the end of the year has the potential to possibly be maybe $2,000 by, next year, December. But you looking at 1,000 now, looking at 1,000 December with the promise of another 1,000 later on, you can make your choice. But I guarantee you, PlayStation will take that 1,000 on the 29th of February, and you'll be sitting there looking like, okay, maybe. Why? Because with the $1,000 right now, if you're money savvy, you can easily use that money for things like payroll. This is PlayStation. They can use it for all kinds of stuff. So again, are you actually looking at the economies of scale, or are you listening to people on the internet that are just talking, that are not paying attention to the way business works? This is why PlayStation is coming to PC. This is why they're looking at PC going, where's that PC port? Get it out now. Get that port out now. Because they're going to farm money from putting that stuff on there. Their strategy is that they will quietly, slowly transition into it because they don't want to basically jump in hard and then it just basically tarnishes their brand, because PC hardware right now is in a very strong position, super strong position. They don't want to, why do you think NVIDIA just basically Apple moneyed out of nowhere? They're full hardware. They don't have any subsidy market like, the other console companies have to do. No, they just sell you full hardware and they make their profits because a lot of stuff is controlled by them. Even though they have, third-party manufacturers who basically, according to the way, EVGA left the market, they weren't necessarily the best for, third-party manufacturers. That's a different conversation for later on. I got to go. Thanks for watching. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Peace out.